Hi, my name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we are continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. Is there something that you can do that will automatically cause you to win your custody case? I've heard the question asked, if my ex is continually bad-mouthing me, will I automatically win the case? Sometimes people are in a relationship that is respectful, that is fair, that is equal, that is non-exploitive, where the parties generally in good faith try to get along with each other. And sometimes they're in controlling relationships. Relationships where one party always badmouths the other, to their face, behind their back, all sorts of things like that. Where one party tries to horribilize the other in an effort to sort of jockey for position to gain more control. If you're in that situation, I'm sorry to hear it, because I know it's very unpleasant and it's very hard to try to be above board when the other person is so beneath the surface. Having said that, just because your ex badmouths you, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win your case. You see, really two things happen in the dynamic of the court determining who gets custody. Number one, of course, the court has to find what's in the child's best interest. That's the main thing. That's the number one item that the court takes into account. And there's about a dozen factors that the statute sets out that the court is supposed to evaluate to determine who should get the custody. But understand what's going on. Understand and hear it well what is actually happening in a custody case. You see, yes, the court is looking for evidence on the factors, but what is the court doing with the evidence? Remember, your judge is a human being. He or she is going to take certain things into account. They may, for example, look at how you're sitting, how you're talking. Do you seem believable? What's the court's gut instinct on whether or not you're lying before the court? These kinds of things. So when the court is taking this into account, the court is, of course, determining what's in the best interest of the child, but in so doing, might well be determining, are you the better custodial parent? Do you have positives? Does the other one have negatives? Even if the other one has negatives, does that necessarily mean that you have the positives? A lot of times, the court has to choose between two lousy parents, and that makes it very difficult for the court. If one person is a hardworking person, always tries to do the right thing, is on the right side of the law, has good ethics, good work ethics and otherwise, and the other person is a drug addict and an alcoholic and never had any stable employment and all of these things, exactly, that's an easy job for the court to determine who that child should probably live with. But when you have two decent people, it's a lot more difficult. If you think that your ex bad-mouthing you is the ticket to your winning your case, understand that it really isn't. All things being equal, if one person bad-mouths and one doesn't, it kind of demonstrates to the court that the parties probably won't be able to work well together because you have one obnoxious person and one not. And eventually that's going to catch up to people. So that may create a situation where the court says, okay, I'll give the non-obnoxious person the custody, the other one will have some parenting time. Understand one thing though, if the court, just because the court thinks that someone's bad-mouthing somebody, doesn't end the analysis. There's other things going on there. A lot of times people will call me up and say, my ex had a drunk driving 3 years ago, so I should be able to get custody, right? And the answer is you should be able to get custody, yeah, but it won't be because your ex had something 3 years ago. And it's not going to be because of that, because the court's not going to look at one thing on behalf of one person and ignore all the other custody factors. So let me to sort of bring this back full circle. If your ex badmouths you, but the court, understanding that he badmouths you, and gives a value to that in the overall valuation of the case, the court can nonetheless find that yes, this person badmouths and he should take parenting classes and there should be some instruction on that, but all things considered, he nonetheless provides the better environment. He provides the better home environment for the child, the better scholastic environment. The child will thrive more. And you don't badmouth anybody, but you're drunk all the time, so you're a happy drunk and he's not. You know, these kind of things. The court could find that the badmouthing in and of itself doesn't carry the day. So my point is, as we come full circle, don't think because you've got one factor in your favor that necessarily means you will prevail on the rest. The court does a much more in-depth analysis in determining the custody of a child. Now, if you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.